Hey, it's Anthony, and in this video I'm going to share with you how to send over the link that is going to be used for the student payment or the student edition. This also applies for a standard edition or licensing as well as others. So this will include the payment link as well as how to generate the payment information or generate actually the licensing once the payment has been received. So what you'll want to do is there's a initial link that needs to be shared over to the student, or again this could be for other purposes, but this is fabricmechanics.com/DFCA-payment. And then once the user fills all this information out, they will select the term that they're paying for as well as the edition. And we have control over this payment, the price here, but you can see that this dynamically changes. It does remind them if it's a student edition that they need to have this form submitted, and then they would just fill out their form according to this information right here. Now, if we fill this out, what will happen is it will take them to another page, which is a Stripe verification page that will then complete the transaction. And once that's completed, then the admin will get a email on file as far as the Stripe payment has been successful. So that is step one. And then once you know that the payment has been received and it has been paid formally, then we can generate the license. And in order to do that, we will want to, on any of these pages here, scroll to the very bottom and go to my account. And now I'm logging in as an admin, so as long as the user who's logging in has an admin access, then they can go to login right here, and these admin controls only appear again for those who have this privilege. And so what you'll want to do at this point is you can click on new license if this is a brand new license that needs to be generated, and you will select which license it was. So we will just assume that it is the DFCA Student Edition version 2, and possibly they did the 6 months. Now this was to be $50 if they were to pay for this, and so then we could add more if we need to. If this is a brand new user, we would click on create new and put in their email, the first and last name. If it's an existing user, we can select this drop down right here and select the previous user's information right there. For this case, I'll just go ahead and select one that's my own. And then this is just the same exact price here. You can also include other fees or anything else that may have been captured. At this point, this is actually not making another transaction. We are just documenting it. So payment status will be set to complete, and then payment method will be set to whichever method was used, which manual payment would indicate something like a check. So that might be more applicable if it is a larger amount with the academic or professional use, but we will just indicate Stripe if we know that they paid online with that link. And then this can be the transaction ID. It is optional, but if you wanted to store that so you can cross-reference it at later times, you can. And then indicating the date, and so we could just select one right there. And then most importantly, once you follow through with all of these things, you'll want to create payment, but click on this button right here that says send the purchase receipt to the buyer. And once that's actually done, the user that you plugged in all of the information for, so that would be right here, whether you created a new one or if you selected a previous one, will receive a email that looks something like this right here. And this will include their information, the license that they received, their download link, which is right here, as well as their license key. So that is an automated process by checking that box. And if you had forgot to check that box, you can also hover over one of these and you can see you can click on resend purchase receipt, which will do the same thing as well. Now if I went ahead and just went back here, and I'm just going to go back to our site, and let me get back to our My Account section. So there are a handful of different areas here. We can manage customer information. We can manage the downloads, those sorts of things, maybe payment history and license management. And so if someone made a manual payment and you need to extend a license, you can do so in here. There's where you can extend it and you can manage it. You can also disable if maybe the payment got refunded for some reason. You could disable that in this section too. And for these training videos, including this one, they will be located right here in this section. So you can save this link, but then you can also view these on this training video right there. Yeah, so if you have any questions, let me know.